If you're stuck and not losing weight, it's probably not your genetics, it's your habits. Listen, in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 of the top reasons why you're not losing weight, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to do to start losing weight, okay? What's up, guys? Hey, welcome to the video. Listen, if you're new to this video, my name's Kyle Settles. I've been in the fitness industry now for over a decade, okay? I've opened many successful gyms. I've worked with thousands of people and I've helped them lose weight and keep it off for good, okay? But at one point in my life, I was overweight, okay? 100 pounds overweight. I was lost, I was confused, and I was going through and went through probably all the same things that you're going through, okay? But I completely turned it all around, and I promise you by the end of this video, you're gonna be able to turn it around as well, okay? So before we get started, okay, if you want a free roadmap, macros, calories, how to get started, all that good stuff, down below in the description, just hit the link. It'll take you to my free school. That's where you'll find all the information, okay? Now, let's get into it, okay? Reason number one, you're not losing weight because you're not tracking, okay? You're not tracking, or you're tracking and let's be honest, you're just half-assing, okay? You're not weighing your food. You're not tracking every meal. And listen, guys, in the beginning, you need to track everything. You need to almost get obsessed with it, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, okay? Imagine if I said, don't track your money. Don't look at the price tags. Don't worry about it when you go to the grocery store, you go shopping, just throw everything in your cart. Don't worry about saving money. Don't worry about the future. And when you go on vacation, just free spend. You would never do that, guys, okay? And you've got a goal, and your goal is to lose weight, okay? And we need to know how much food, how much energy we are taking in so that we can start to build habits. Guys, you're nothing but one big habit, and right now, you're unaware of the habits that you're currently doing that are not getting you to the place that you want to go, okay? And by tracking your food and by looking at food labels and being consistent there, like, you're going to build awareness. You're going to build new habits, and you don't have to track for life, guys. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be obsessed. I don't want to track my food. I don't want to be that person. Listen, all you're doing when you're tracking your food is you're making your health, your future, right? Everyone that's around you, yourself, you're making yourself a priority. Everything is a perspective, okay? And you can choose to change your perspective based on who you're plugging into. But if you keep listening to everyone around you that are probably conforming and doing what everybody else is doing, you're gonna end up doing exactly what they're doing, okay? You gotta stand out from the crowd, okay? And you gotta do uncommon things. And if you wanna get true results and you wanna know where you're going, you need to start tracking your calories, and you need to be consistent, okay? That's number one. Number two is not eating enough protein, okay? This is a big one, guys. Not enough protein, okay? Why? Well, a lot of people are relying on carbs and fats to get them throughout the day, to get them through the day, right? Carbs and fats are easily digestible, okay? Whether it's processed or quality or whole foods, they're just easy to digest. It doesn't take much for your body to break it down and convert into body fat or energy. And listen, guys, one of the biggest things about protein, not only you need protein to maintain your muscle, right? Your BMR, you don't want to lose your muscle, right? I think most people understand that, but protein is going to keep you full. It's going to keep you satisfied, satiated, okay? It's going to help you not eat as many calories, okay? The problem is you're probably just eating too much protein, right, in one setting. And now you have this perspective, right? Most people have the perspective, oh, I don't want to eat too much protein. It makes me bloated. It gives me gas. All of these things, right? And it just comes down to understanding how to set up your food, how to space out your food. And again, you're just unaware of it right now. But right now, you're not eating enough protein, so you're always hungry. You're probably not satisfied because you're only eating mostly, right, carbs and fats. And keep in mind, you don't even know probably because you're not tracking well enough. And listen, if you don't know how much protein you should be eating, again, down below in my school, all this information is free, guys, okay? So stop relying just on carbs and fats and start making protein a priority. If you just made protein a priority. Like every meal, focus on protein and eating your protein first. You're gonna be fuller, more satisfied, more satiated. You probably won't even eat whatever else is on your plate. And by default, guys, you will probably start to lose weight, okay? It doesn't mean you don't need to track your calories. You need to go through the process. I always say, listen, you can't speed up the washing machine. If you do, you're gonna pull your clothes out wet or with detergent on them. So we gotta go through all the cycles, right? Through the process, right? Understand the basics, the fundamentals, so that you can get to the other side, okay? Now, number three. Number three is gonna be not moving enough outside of the gym, okay? So, number one, I hope you're going to the gym, okay? A lot of the world, most people, not all, most people don't go to the gym, okay? But if they do go to the gym, they only rely on just that one workout, right? Which is only, 4% or less of your day. Whether you're strength training or doing a HIIT workout or whatever, your body can only burn so many calories. Females, let's go 300 to 500 calories. Guys, maybe 400 to 700 calories, depending on how big you are, how much effort, you put in the gym. But that's not very many calories. The most important part about moving outside of your workout, it's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is huge, guys. NEAT is one of the main ways that I stay lean and all my clients stay lean. And it's simply just adding walking. You don't need to go run. You don't need to go sprint. You don't need to go rock climb and do all this crazy stuff unless that's what you want to do. But just simply going for a walk, right? And building that habit, right? Start with a 10-minute walk. Then increase to 15-minute walk, but a daily walk. It's easy. You can make phone calls, you can work, you can take your kids, you can walk your dogs. It increases your energy, your blood flow, digestion, all kinds of things. And listen, guys, whether you run a mile or walk a mile, it's the same, okay? But simply adding walking will completely change your life. It can make up to 50%, 55% of your total daily calorie expenditure, right? How many calories you burn in the day. Just go into a workout, that's great, that's amazing. But if you add NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, it's a game changer, okay? Now, the next one kind of goes in line with this one, okay? And number 4 is not lifting weights, okay? And this goes for a lot of people. A lot of people just rely on just cardio, right? Treadmills, they're trying to outrun their diet, right? Or row or whatever cardio they're doing. Like, you need to strength train, right? Whether you're doing it twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, follow some kind of program. Just start lifting weights. Listen, guys, the last thing you want, what do they call it? The last thing you want is to look skinny fat, to just lose a bunch of weight and be a smaller version of you. You want to have shape, right? When I was 100 pounds overweight, like, if I were just doing cardio the entire time and not building muscle or maintaining muscle, I would have just been a smaller version. But when you take the layers off, right? When you take the turtleneck off, the sweater off, the jacket off, right? The layers of body fat, you want to have shape, right? You want to look sexy. You want to look good in your clothes. As you age, right? You want to maintain as much muscle as possible, right? For longevity, right? So many people are avoiding strength training, especially females, because they think they're gonna get bulky. And strength training will not make a female bulky at all, okay? If you have not seen my wife, you need to meet my wife, okay? Overeating calories is always going to make you bulky, okay? And that comes from just not knowing and or not tracking, okay? Next, not sleeping enough. What was number 4? I need to write it down. So, weight training, okay? Weight training, that's a huge one. You gotta weight train. I can't spell. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is gonna be not enough sleep. Not enough sleep. This is a big one, guys, right? Not enough. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're probably not recovering as well as you should. You probably don't have as much energy for your workouts or work or relationships or anything throughout the day. Your hormones are probably getting off, right? Sleep helps regulate hormones. Typically, when you don't get enough sleep, you snack more, you're hungrier, you're lazy, right? Sleep just affects everything. And the biggest thing about sleep is not recovery, right? That's when all the magic happens, right? That's when we recover from the day, from working out, from stress, from everything. one of the biggest things you can do with sleep is set a timer for yourself, right? We usually set an alarm for when we wake up. Set a alarm for when you go to sleep. 9 o'clock, be consistent. 10 o'clock, be consistent. Try to get your 7 to 8 hours, okay? It'll really make a big impact on everything. But sometimes sleep can be one of the biggest root causes to all of the effects, right? Overeating, anger, stress, anxiety, all those things, okay? Number 6, okay? I'm running out of whiteboard here. Okay, not managing your weekends. Oh man, this is a big one. Okay, weekends. This one messed me up for the longest time. It messes up a lot of clients. But listen, guys, take the days away. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day should be the same. You're trying to create a lifestyle here, okay? Just because you worked hard and tracked your calories and went to the gym Monday through Friday to hopefully you created a deficit to then throw it all in the shithole on Saturday and Sunday, and then start back on Monday in a worse place than where you were the week prior, it makes no sense. Most people are just unaware of what they're doing over the weekends. They're going out to eat too much. Other people are making their food. And when you're going out to eat and you're not aware of the calories, most of the time what you think you're eating, you're really eating double what you're eating. So you have to make sure that whatever your goal is, it's a big enough priority to where like Saturday and Sunday, you're gonna have a plan. You're gonna strategize, right? You're either gonna eat less calories Monday through Friday so that you save maybe a fun day or a cheat meal or a refeed meal, whatever you wanna call it for Saturday and Sunday, but plan ahead. You plan ahead for work, you plan ahead for vacation, you plan ahead for everything. But just because Saturday and Sunday comes around doesn't mean you just, it's a free for all. And this is most people's problems, not all, but it's one of the biggest problems out there. The weekend comes and people just throw all of their hard work from the week in the freaking trash can. And then on Monday, well, I'll start over. And then usually they end up quitting, okay? The weekends are more important than your weekdays. And this is why your habits are important. This is why having a plan is important, okay? Strategizing, okay? So what are you doing on your weekends? Okay, number 7 is going to be not being patient. This is a big one. Holy smokes. Patience. Let's write this one down. Patience. And this comes back to unawareness. Everything is unawareness. You don't know what you don't know. Okay, and mind you, when I'm talking to you guys on this video, I went through all of these things. But patience just comes from unrealistic expectations or just having no expectations at all. Most people think that they're just gonna snap their fingers and lose weight. Listen, guys, it is so easy to overeat calories in the world that we live in with fast food every freaking 100 feet, and you can order cookies and do whatever you want on your phone, and like, it's so easy to overeat calories, especially if we're not tracking and we're struggling with all of these things, okay? But you must have a realistic expectation. Listen, guys, you need to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. That's a 500 calorie deficit a day. Your goal is only to lose 0.5 to 1% of your total body weight per week. So if you're 200 pounds, your weight loss goal for that week should be 1 to 2 pounds, no more than 2 pounds, no more than 1% of your total body weight, because you're gonna start burning up your muscle, right? Which is gonna affect your metabolism, which is gonna affect the way you look, which is gonna affect longevity and all these things. You wanna keep your muscle, right? Everything you work so hard for. But you must have a realistic expectation, and this is why you track, and you track your scale weight, and you track your measurements, and you track your food so that you can see, just like your business or anything else in life, so you can see that you're going in the right directions. So even when the scale is saying you're not losing weight, you can see it in your pictures or you can see it in your measurements, and you have a realistic expectation, and you can say, hey, I'm 200 pounds, I wanna lose 10 pounds, okay? This is gonna take me at least, right? At least 5 to 10 weeks, right? 5 to 10 weeks. Now you have a realistic expectation. If you do the to-dos, right? You make this a priority, you keep your promises to yourself, you stay plugged in, you don't worry about what everybody else says, you know you got about 5 to 10 weeks. But most people don't understand, and I once was there, and they have this expectation of I'm gonna lose 3, 5, 4, 6 pounds a week. And depending on your size, how much overweight you may be, right? Again, I was 100 pounds overweight once. In the beginning, you can lose a little bit more than that, right? Because you're getting rid of water weight, or you're just a bigger person and your 1% is 3, 4, 5 pounds, okay? So be mindful of that. If you're an impatient person, you're not patient, it's just because of your perspective's off. You just have an unrealistic expectation right now, okay? This has to be sustainable, okay? Realistic, okay, based on your goals and where you are at right now, okay? Number 8, we're getting close, guys. Stay with me, okay? Not being hydrated, okay? This is a big one, water. Water. Most people are hungry because they're dehydrated, okay? Not all, but most people. Most people don't drink very much water at all. And when it comes to water, listen, if you can get a gallon of water in a day, awesome. It's gonna vary a little bit for each and every person, depending on what they're doing. Do you work outside? Are you moving all day? Are you sedentary? How big of a person are you? But if you can get a gallon of water in, awesome. But typically, half your body weight in ounces. So if you're 200 pounds, try to get 100 ounces of water in a day, okay? If you're 150 pounds, try to get in at least 75 ounces, okay? But listen, guys, don't overcomplicate it, okay? If you're not peeing every couple hours, and if you're peeing yellow, you're probably dehydrated, okay? But check yourself. If you're always hungry, maybe drink a glass of water first, 8 ounces, 10 ounces, 16 ounces. Get that water in, I promise you, it will be a game changer, okay? So make sure you are staying hydrated, okay? Number 9, okay? Number 9 is pretty freaking obvious, okay? Not being consistent, okay? What does that mean? Most people are all over the place, okay? And if you're inconsistent, your results are gonna be inconsistent, okay? Period. And this is why you gotta create a checklist for yourself, okay? Hey, I'm gonna get my water in. Hey, I'm gonna hit this much protein, this many calories, right? I'm gonna track my food. This is how many steps, right? I'm gonna get my meat in my non-exercise activity. I'm gonna start with 5,000, realistic, right? And then I can always increase over time, okay? I'm gonna track my scale weight each and every day. I'm gonna make sure I take pictures each week. Why? Why? Well, because my health, my energy, my body, the way I look, the way I feel, my self-image, I know it affects me. It affects everything in my life, and I want to live a long time, and I want to inspire all the people around me, so I need to take care of myself because everything is a reflection of me. That's why you're doing these things. But you got to be consistent. You got to make yourself a checklist. If you don't have a plan, a checklist, remember, 95% of all of your thinking, all of your habits, your actions is happening below your conscious awareness. You're not even aware of it, right? You're not even aware of getting up in the morning and like having your coffee and putting your clothes on. You don't have to think about brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about driving. But this stuff, you do have to consciously be aware of it in the beginning. That's why it's so uncomfortable, because it's not a habit yet. So you need to create a checklist for you, okay? You gotta create a checklist so that you can be like, bam, 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 okay? And get it done. Now, the last one, not holding themselves accountable, okay? Number 10, okay? This is big, accountability, right? Accountability. Guys, accountability is everything, okay? I'm gonna dive into this one real quick because this is important and this helped me back for a long time, okay? A lot of people don't change because they're unaware of all the things that they're not doing. They're unaware of this. And then they go back into their autopilot, their habits, right? And their environment, and their friends, and they're so unaware until like the end of the day where they're like, damn, I'm overweight, I don't feel good. But most of your habits and actions are happening or below your conscious awareness. And when it comes to accountability, it's tough. You need to invest in yourself. I always say, listen, guys, you're only gonna change if you invest in yourself, right? You pay enough money to pay attention, right? You gotta invest in yourself. We'll invest in houses and we'll invest in all of these things, but when it comes to investing in yourself, you're like, whoa, that's too much money. Guys, the money will come back. But if you become a better version of yourself, you probably make more money, okay? But you need to pay a coach, whether it's me, whether it's whoever, pay someone so that you pay attention and you show up, okay? Number 2, when it comes to accountability, oh my gosh, like a lot of people don't change until like trauma hits or something bad in their life hits, right? Or a bad doctor's visit. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to hit rock bottom to change, right? You don't have to hit rock bottom. You're gonna pay the price either way, right? You're gonna pay the price with your life, the way that you look, the way that you feel, your confidence, all these things, or you're going to pay the price over here and you're going to do the work and you're going to eventually get the outcome. It's just opening up your awareness, being more aware of like, holy smokes, I'm paying the price either way. Which price do you want to pay, right? And that's the goal of this video, is to just bring awareness, to shift your perspective a little bit. You don't have to keep suffering as much as you are, but most people, not all, most people won't change until they get to a point where they're frustrated enough or they're suffering enough. Like, we'll keep taking it and taking it and taking it. And that's why I say most people don't change until they hit rock bottom. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to wait till you're 30 pounds overweight, 50 pounds, 100 pounds overweight like me, because you're going to have to pay the price. You're paying the price right now with your health. You're paying the price right now by being cheap and not investing in yourself. You're already spending the money, okay? Whatever program, course, whatever you're looking to do, you need a coach. You need somebody that's in your corner. Let's think about this for a second. You have all of the information in the world. If you go down below in my school, I literally have a free course for you that will walk you through every step. But it's more than that. We also have ChatGPT, and we have all these free YouTube channels with all of this information. The information is everywhere, okay? But when you're working with a coach, okay, and you got somebody in your corner, or you got a community, and you got somebody that's guiding you and teaching you on mindset, skill set, and habits, right? You're starting to plug into new information and new people, and you're starting to expand your awareness, right? You're starting to see that this is worth it. You're starting to see that you're worth it, okay? So when it comes to accountability, invest in yourself. Don't wait till you hit rock bottom, okay? Stop that. Stop being cheap, okay? Stop worrying about what your girlfriends or your guy friends think. Stop worrying about what your environment is doing. The only person that cares, that truly cares, is you. Not your mom, not your dad, not these friends. Is you. You're the one that has to live with you. You're the one that hears that inner voice in your mind, in your head all day long. You gotta stop conforming, worrying about what other people think, invest in yourself, okay? Stop the suffering now, pay the price. You're either paying one or the other, remember that. But you gotta do something, okay? Totally on you. But listen, these are the 10 most common things that are holding people back, okay? So make sure you take some notes, right? Which one of these, or all of these, or are they affecting you, okay? Listen, I hope the video helped. I get where you're at, but you're the only one that can make the decision. You gotta make a decision. Are you interested or are you committed, okay? Listen, like the video, comment down below. And again, join my free community, join my school, talk with me, reach out. Okay, if you want to work with me, book a call. Okay, totally on you. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.